fan of the Saw movies since a little before 2016. It was after the last movie of the main series had come out. That was Saw 3D in 2010, so I had the opportunity to marathon all the Saw movies over the course of a few weeks. I would later go back and marathon every Saw movie through Jigsaw for a project that I was working on in school that was about body horror, so when I saw that a trailer for Saw X dropped, I was stoked. However, I understand that the Saw movies are not for everyone. They're gory, they're gross, and the later into the series you get, they severely drop off in quality, with Saw 3D or Saw 7 garnering a paltry 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, it turns out that Saw X is releasing the same day as another somewhat well-anticipated movie, Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie. A movie that, well, I actually know nothing about. Actually, it's a movie that I know less than nothing about. I hardly even know what Paw Patrol is, considering that I'm in my 20s and I don't have kids. But considering that the first video on my channel was the Barbenheimer video, and I thought that I would take a crack at another example of my favorite term that I made up, OTRs. If you don't know what an OTR is, that's because, well, I made up the term. OTR stands for opposite tonal release, but I shortened it down to OTR because saying big words over and over again makes people click off of my videos. But a big shout out to Emerald Esposito 3571, who commented on the Barbenheimer video to let me know that the term is actually counterprogramming, and that I'd completely made up the term OTR. This is mostly because I'm bad at researching, and simply I'm way better at coming up with cute little fun acronyms that are memorable. A brief overview of what I'm talking about here is when two movies that are not competing for box office share in theaters release on the same day. Recently, you can see this with examples in the video game market with Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing, or Barbie and Oppenheimer. The deluge of memes leads to millions of dollars in free advertising. Frankly, in a modern climate like this, I didn't think it would be possible to fail at an OTR. If it was well-timed and it was two good movies. Unfortunately, despite my love for these movies, neither one looks like they're gonna do super well, especially in comparison to something like Barbie and Oppenheimer. As I talked about in my previous video, which you should go watch if you haven't already, and go subscribe if you enjoy it, most people have their preferred genre of movie. People tend to enjoy action movies, adventure movies, rom-com movies, art house movies, whatever they find the most entertaining and enriching for them. However, there's a few types of movies that don't exactly fall into that same category. While Barbie and Oppenheimer were both standalone movies, neither Saw X nor Paw Patrol are standalone. Standalone movies are movies that you can enjoy with no prior knowledge or prior information. Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing were both able to be enjoyed without playing a previous Doom game, or without a previous Animal Crossing experience, such as going into debt against a raccoon. Saw X is the 10th Saw movie. There are 9 Saw movies that come before this, and yes, they are sequential. This movie's slotted between Saw 1 and 2, so I guess you don't have to watch the previous 9 movies, but to that point, Saw has a small fan base anyways. It's due to the torture porn and gory nature of the series. It's a very similar case to the Paw Patrol movie. There are a ton of Paw Patrol episodes, 212 of them, and while you don't have to watch nearly every single one, familiarization with the series and the pups would greatly help your enjoyment of this movie. Additionally, very similar to Saw, the target audience for this movie is very small, being children and their parents for the most part. This leads to both movies having their audience of people who are going to go see it, and that's it. That's the audience of people who's going to go. There's not a tremendous amount of expansion outside of that small group who are already going to go see these movies no matter what. Let's compare this to Barbie and Oppenheimer releasing on the same day. Both were movies that anyone could enjoy, at least in concept, and both were already going to perform well independently of each other. In the case of Paw Patrol and Saw, both are going to perform the same, irregardless of each other, because the memes and the jokes that are being made are just not appealing to Saw fans nor Paw Patrol fans, since both of those groups are so small and so separate to begin with. It is the unfortunate reality of the situation, but it's the truth at the end of the day. Neither movie is benefiting from these movies being scheduled on the same day, and it's unfortunate. However, the one thing that we do actually need to keep in mind is markets for people who watch videos like this. You might not have known that the Saw movie or the Paw Patrol movie was coming out. And personally, I'm a big Saw fan, and I know that a couple of my friends are big Paw Patrol fans, whether ironically or not. I remember one of my core memories growing up in high school was when the Lego Ninjago movie came out, and a bunch of my friends went to go see it in theaters and had an absolute blast. If you're somewhere in your 20s like my YouTube analytics tells me that most of my audience is, go check this movie out. You might not be a big Paw Patrol fan to start with, but go have fun with your friends, it's a nice night out. And if Saw X actually does take place between Saw 1 and 2, just watch the first two movies. Both of them are brilliant, they're beautifully edited, and they actually tell really good, really compelling stories. Then you can go enjoy Saw X. If you enjoy commentaries about the healthcare system, you're probably gonna like it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you go enjoy those movies. If you do, drop a comment down below. Tell me how they are. I might not get to enjoy them for a bit, since there's not a local theater anywhere near me that's playing either of them. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed and liked the video. Drop a comment on what I can do better, what I can do worse, or if you just hate my face like so many comments are constantly telling me in my YouTube shorts. Anyways, see you next time. Au revoir.